Let's get more perspective now on Vladimir Putin's return to the political main stage. I'm joined by Marcus Papadopoulos, editor of Politics First magazine. Marcus, so the Western media has been largely critical of the idea of Putin's return to power, fearing he might stifle political and economic reform. Do you think this is a likely scenario?
Well, I think it's important to note that today is a hugely symbolic day for Russia and the world. I mean, from a domestic point of view, it means that ordinary Russians are going to continue to enjoy stability and security, which they didn't experience during the 1990s as a result of the collapse of the Soviet Union. But I think also internationally what it means is that Russia will continue to rigorously pursue foreign policy objectives as any other country has the right to do. The fact that a lot of Western governments, and in particular Western media, is very critical of Vladimir Putin is simply because of what he represents. He doesn't represent the Russia of the 1990s when it was weak, subservient to the West, reliant on the IMF. Under Vladimir Putin, Russia has clawed back much of its lost superpower status. So that's the greatest sin in the eyes of many in Western governments and also in Western media.
And I should add that Vladimir Putin used to have some powerful friends in Europe, but now most of them are gone from office. Do you think he'll have to rethink his approach to European affairs?
I mean, some commentators are saying there's going to be a Putin 2, a Putin 3. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be a continuation of what Vladimir Putin started in 2000 when he took office. He will build, or he will attempt to build, constructive, meaningful, workable relationships with governments across the European Union. But it will be done this time on a level footing and not compared to what happened in the 1990s when Russia was on its knees.
Now, the presidential campaign in the U.S. is officially underway. If Obama does get re-elected, what kind of relations could we see between Russia and the U.S.?
I don't believe it ever really matters if it's a Democrat or a Republican that's in the White House in America. Ultimately, the President of America will continue to pursue American foreign policy objectives, which are made in the Pentagon, the CIA, and the State Department. So, once again, Obama will not back off from deploying a missile defence system in Eastern Europe on Russia's border, which is a huge problem for Russia because it does threaten Russia's nuclear strategic deterrent. However, there are areas where Russia and America can work together, for example, Afghanistan, and also preventing other countries around the world from developing weapons of mass destruction. But if Obama is re-elected, I don't think we should see any alteration in his course regarding Russia.
All right, Marcus Papadopoulos, that's all the time we have from Politics First magazine.